looking at Hawthorn's ball movement, just their spacing. So they're going off for a switch of play here. They've set it up, they've got good space. So they've started that well. Okay, use this one in the middle. Now it's this play here. She's got to realise as soon as that ball's released, she's got to reposition. Now you look at Dempsey, she's just looking from this line to this line. So she doesn't want to go back there. It's a nice easy kick and just keep coming to here. Bring that across. Then you've got to draw her back to man the mark. Then you're not kicking to this 3-on-2. Would have provided more space for this Hawthorn player who she was kicking to. She would have been out in front of her defender. They could have moved the ball another 2 kicks. Instead it gets cut off. Still in their defensive half. Okay, Hawks again. They've got a free kick in the middle of the ground. Now we've seen in past years, the defence will sort of set up like this. So they're going to give you all this space in the middle. The defenders are here. So we don't want to just kick long to that. Let's get a 45 each side. Get out of here. You go wide, push this one wide. Okay, like this one. She's connected with her. Okay, you get that one. Okay, that space, the space is still here. Okay, little half lead there. Nothing else coming up the middle here. So you're not dragging, you're not forcing any of their defenders to come out of their position. Alright, and then we're kicking to a forward who's coming from way back here. So even if you win the ball here, Richmond is going to sag off and defend that, and you've probably got no one behind the ball anyway. So you've got to use those hit-ups, especially this part of the ground, and then you can get deep. And then your tall forwards here, they don't have to come all the way up to the 50 to get a mark or whatever. They can stay deep when you can put pressure on the opposition defence. Kicking the ball here, there's no pressure on the defenders. And then they end up taking the mark anyway. Right, we're just going to look at it's Hawthorn on transition offence. And they managed to go coast to coast twice, I think, in this game. But on this occasion, Richmond really opened up the game for them. So they've come out fast here. They've got a mark. Okay, they've held them up. You only need 3 or 4 seconds and then everyone can make their way down. Okay, someone gets forward. Okay, we've got Miller here. Okay, she's about 10 metres off the pace. She dropped the ball, so that means you've got time to sum up what you need to do. Even though she dropped the ball, she's still 10 metres away. Now, what you don't want is to give her the corridor. Just come, corral that area and push her along the boundary. You should be able to stop the ball moving from there. Okay, she comes in, look, she's not even low. She hasn't even tried to stop. She's just giving her the corridor. Okay, now she can come in, she can use all these. It's a 2-on-1 there. Easy go over the back. Like, you can't give up corridor like that. That's really poor actually, and it just would upset, players behind the ball and in front of the ball, when just by holding that play up, it gives them time to get in better positions and stop that goal. We've got the Bulldogs going through all sorts of injuries and form and everything, so just a little thing. Okay, they get a ball here. crucial limb goes straight into corridor. Okay, so once you've gone skinny here, just by playing football, you already know that's where everyone is. And you hear the commentator say, let's get the ball off the line. So they get the ball off the line. They get a good mark here. Now that means we can't go back there. So as soon as you get this ball, you've got to look, because here's where the space is. Because if you've got all the players here, then the other side is vacant. You can't have players everywhere. They've got one-on-one there. They've got this one running into here. This one gets length and takes her defender. We've got another one here and one Sydney player there. So we've actually got Bulldogs, 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 one Sydney, two Sydney if you want to put that in. That's what you want on the far side. So you've got the out number. Okay, she takes the mark. And before she ever looks over here, where she should be looking first, she's looking back in here. Let's have a look, okay? She's looking over here. She looks over there. By the time she goes there, that Sydney player's read it. The kick's high and loopy. Going for the first rush option, which doesn't usually work in Aflw because they can't kick the ball far enough. Alright, and then it's intercept marked. It could have been an easier, lower kick into there, into space. Then the other winger can get wide and you can work off that. Looking at Adelaide's forward line here, so it's a lasso free kick down here. We're obviously kicking into here. Now once it's a lasso, and you've got this set up, like it's been 7 to 8 seconds by the time she's got the ball and you're setting up. So there's a 90% chance that that ball, the defence is set up. Okay, there's not going to be leading channels. 90% chance that ball's just going to go like that. So as a forward line, you've got to recognise that straight away. And your tall defenders stay where the drop of that ball's going to go. Their most dangerous tall forward is Gould. She's coming out on this lead here. Okay, no separation, so that kick's not on. That kick goes over her head. Okay. Smith should have taken the mark, but there's not even anyone competing for Adelaide. So that's where Gould is here and she comes into that mark. She's the tall target option. If you want someone to lead up, Ryan can lead up, Ponta can lead up, Hannah Martin, the small forward, they can just lead up to drag defenders out. Don't take your key forwards out. And then you've got no one left to kick to. I put up a post last Friday based on a soccer video where they drew all the defenders up. Offensive line, sort of defensive line. Let's call that other defensive line. They drew all them up. Then drew them up, then had space over the back and goal here. So I went into the space and then into the goal. But that was all from drawing those defenders up by using players on this line to pull the defenders away from goal. Brisbane do a great job of that here. It's not quite the same, but you can see the principle at work. Okay, so we've got Balladors. She's on the break. Right, gives a free kick away. Alright. Okay, now she's in this launch zone that I was talking about in the post. That's where you want to get to. You can go along from there, but if you can draw something out. Okay, uses, that's on the same line as her. Draws a defender out. Alright, so the second line's sort of along here. And here's sort of your last line. So that's your 3 lines sort of from the video, from the soccer post last week. Okay, draw another one up, drawing her up, drawing her up. Okay, you're slowly creating this space over the back. Okay, so the problem with AFLW is the kicking distances where that doesn't quite pull off what it did in the video. But if you can use this a bit further out, and this kick is about here, and you've drawn just a couple of these up just momentarily, that's giving you space over the back. Now we're not talking about empty space because that's never going to happen, but you're going to get a 1v1 space at the top of the square. That's probably what you're looking for. So if you can manufacture that for Davidson here, you'd be pretty happy with that, because then your other line small forwards, let's just say these, they can all just come front and centre around that one-on-one, and that's pressure on Adelaide in the deep in defence.